The question everyone wants the answer to. What is the hardest survival game ever made? The tier list gave us a really good idea, but there isn't one straight answer. So today, I made the survival game bracket. This will help answer the question by putting each game head to head until we have our winner. Now, let's run through the contestants. First up, stepping into the ring from 2018, developed and published by End Night Games. Crashing onto the scene with raw intensity and survival. This fearsome forest nightmare forces you to battle cannibalistic mutants while searching for your lost child after a plane crash. It's got a terrifying open world, strong co-op, and over 5 million units sold, making it a legend of survival horror. It's The Forest! But who is facing this gigantic competitor? It emerges from the depths of an alien ocean in 2018 as well. Created by Unknown Worlds Entertainment, this underwater explorer has you scavenging, crafting, and escaping planet 4546b. Its beauty hides lethal danger, and it's sold over 5 million copies, while earning critical acclaim for its immersive storytelling and seamless gameplay. You might know who I'm talking about. It's Subnautica! This battle will be known for centuries, but who's gonna go against the winner of this fight? We have two underrated dogs. One is a crafty sandbox that focuses on authentic mechanics, realistic resource gathering, and deep gameplay. The other is a brutal mashup of FPS action and pure survival, with every 7th night unleashing an unstoppable horde. It's 7 Days to Die versus Vintage Story. Now, who will come out victorious in the left side of the bracket? Let's find out. We're going to start off with The Forest versus Subnautica. Now, this is going to be an intense one. Now, my personal experience, I've played both of these games a lot. I've bet both of the games multiple times. I personally enjoy Subnautica more because it just really gets me that fear factor. Both of these survival games are also horror games at the same time. Subnautica has the scariest creatures I've ever seen. Not only did they come out in the same year, they both have the same vibe. The Forest is very difficult because the cannibals just expand day by day by day. They get stronger, more powerful, and really your bases can just be demolished. While in Subnautica, the difficulty is really just trying not to die when you're going deep down. They both have the scary team, scary creatures, also very difficult creatures. It's hard to avoid a Reaper Leviathan when you go face to face with one. But when you look at the bracket, guys, these are all going to be so close, but I have to say The Forest tips it over just that tiny little bit. They are both very challenging games, do not get me wrong. I personally enjoy Subnautica more. Now, The Forest has won the first bracket. Let's have a look at the next two. We obviously have 7 Days to Die and Vintage Story. The reason why these are against each other is because they're a little bit more sandboxy. The zombies in 7 Days to Die are very annoying, okay? They can get ridiculously strong. Some of these hordes are very hard to fight off. But when we talk about Vintage Story, man, it is one of the hardest games I've ever personally played. Starting off in this game just feels like a chore. You have to find so much stuff. You have to figure out so much stuff, finding food without getting killed by wolves. It really is a struggle. The vibes are pretty different in this game. 7 Days to Die is a little more gritty with all the zombies going on. Vintage Story is a little bit more vibrant, but trust me, it is very tough. But in my opinion, I wouldn't put this as close as The Forest and Subnautica. I do think Vintage Story wins this by a good mile. Subnautica and Forest was like that. Vintage Story and 7 Days to Die is like that. So I'm gonna pick Vintage Story over 7 Days to Die when we talk about difficulty. Now, this is gonna get crazy. We're gonna find out which game makes it into the final against the other 4 games. We have The Forest versus Vintage Story. I mean, this is a crazy matchup. The Forest is a lot more well known than Vintage Story, but Vintage Story, man, it just does not get easier at all. You really feel like you are fighting for your life every single minute of the day, just like if you're gonna survive out in the wilderness in real life. I love both of these games so much, and it's hard to say goodbye to one of them, but when we talk about difficulty, guys, I think it's that close. I think it's very close, but one of the games are highing up a little bit better, okay? A little bit more difficult. The Forest is brutal, rough, and you're gonna have a hard time all the time, but Vintage Story, man, in my opinion, just exceeds it a little bit better. I'm gonna put Vintage Story above The Forest. Vintage Story is in the finals, but it's now time to introduce them to the arena. Up first in the arena, the block-built Wild West of 2D survival. This 2011 classic brought crafting, exploration, and epic boss fights to the mainstream. Its legacy as a genre-blending powerhouse is undisputed. It's Terraria! But its competitor is fierce, developed and published by Bohemia Interactive. Born from the Arma 2 mod scene, This hardcore multiplayer survival shows you into a post-apocalyptic world where both the infected and the other players are threats. It spent years evolving in early access and has become the gold standard for tense player-driven drama. It's DayZ! These are the two most popular survival games going head to head. But there's more. In the other bracket is a game mastering the prehistoric beast-slaying sandbox since 2015. A studio crafted wildlife survival with dinosaurs, base building, and epic PvP evolutions. Polarizing but undeniably massive in scale and ambition. It's Ark Survival Evolved! It is now time to introduce the last competitor. Prepare for a throwback. Dropping in 2011 from the indie stone, this survival game is a zombie survival simulator built on brutal realism. From hunger to disease to permanent death, every run is punishing. And it's been grinding through early access longer than anything else on Steam. It's Project Zomboid! In the first bracket we have Terraria versus DayZ. I mean, this cannot get any more intense. Terraria is one of my favorite games ever made, and DayZ might be my actual favorite game of all time. This is so difficult for me, and not only is it difficult for me, the game itself is overly difficult as well. Terraria is one of those games that just you can die to anything. There is bosses that do ridiculous damage. They are so overpowered and there is so much to learn. Terraria is one of those really difficult games, but it is up against an absolute behemoth. It is DayZ. This game is nearly impossible in my opinion. Starting off on this when you don't know anything, you can't even make a fireplace, you are struggling for every single breath. The harsh environment, the no loot, the other players ready to kill you at any second. Even if you just started and you don't know anything, they will gladly pop you right in the head. And that's the really unique difficulty about DayZ. All these other games aren't really multiplayer, but DayZ is multiplayer and every single player has the right to kill you. It is PvP all the time. And stacking that up on the environment and the other animals and trying not to starve, I think DayZ without a doubt goes in front of Terraria. So DayZ's won that section. Now it's time to go to Ark Survival Evolved versus Project Zomboid. Ark Survival Evolved, do I even have to say anything? Everyone knows about this game. It's one of the most popular games out there, and you and me can agree, when you start off in this game, you just get killed by dinosaurs on dinosaurs on dinosaurs. I can guarantee you every single person that's played this game has died at least 10 times, because honestly, when you start off, there is nothing to do but die. But it's up against another really challenging game. It's Project Zomboid. This is another game I would label nearly impossible because there isn't an end. Even if you get a lucky start, every minute you count down is just getting closer to your death. From the zombies out to get you with insane hearing that can hear you from miles away, to the over-the-top sicknesses and walking in glass making noise where you can cut yourself from walking in bushes as well. But Ark versus Project Zomboid, in terms of difficulty, I'm picking Project Zomboid every single day of the week. Now it's time to find out who is going to be going head to head against Vintage Story. We have DayZ versus Project Zomboid. This is literally that close, and I mean that close. Both of these games are post-apocalyptic, they both have zombies in it, and they're both very ridiculous. DayZ zombies are a lot more manageable, Project Zomboid are a lot less manageable, but the upper hand DayZ has over Project Zomboid is the other players, the randomness, where you can just be walking down the street and get sniped in the back of the head. DayZ is more random, but you also do have to worry about food, sickness as well. Project Zomboid is a lot less random, but you also have to worry about your sicknesses times 10. So like I said, this is this close, but I'm gonna personally put the edge over DayZ, okay? I know a lot of you guys might disagree with me, but I think DayZ is just a tiny bit harder. It is now time for the final. Oh my god, we have Vintage Story versus DayZ. This is a crazy matchup, and I really do not know what to do. Right now, I am 50-50. Vintage Story is absolutely brutal and relentless, and DayZ is the same, just with a little bit more randomness added in there. In terms of survival, you have to worry about more in Vintage Story. While Vintage Story is ridiculous once you start off, after you get past day 10, day 20, and you start learning everything, you can kind of get comfortable and you can start building and start expanding. In DayZ, base building could literally take you 20 days just to do that. So honestly guys, this is a really tough one. So I want you to comment down below, which game do you think is harder, DayZ or Vintage Story? And while you're commenting, make sure you subscribe. 98% of you are not subscribed, so let's try and get that number down a little bit. Thank you for watching in the first place. Now let's find out who's going to win the bracket for this video. So guys, we have the last two games here. It is so close, I don't even know what to pick here, but I'm gonna have to pick something. In terms of difficulty, I think one of these games goes over by 1%, and I mean 1%, even maybe 0.5%. I'm going to pick DayZ over Vintage Story. DayZ wins the entire thing. But what do you think? Do you disagree with me at all? I'm sure a lot of yous do. And also for the second part, what games would you like to see? Just comment down below and I'll add it to the next survival bracket. Now thank you for watching till the very end. DayZ has won this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day and peace.